Alright, we're back with album review.
What's up?
So what have we got this week?
Oh, I'm back, by the way.
Yeah, welcome back again.
I know. Yeah, I'm sorry for the inconsistency. Life's been a fucking roller coaster.
That's alright.
We got some Radiohead.
Yeah, our first Radiohead album we're looking at.
Got OK Computer from 1997.
Yep, I don't really have much context behind this, so I guess you might have to carry real quick.
I don't have much context, but
Okay.
it's their third album. I just listened to their entire discography a couple years ago out of nowhere because I'd heard so many good things about them. And their music typically has a very sad tone. Almost every one of their songs are sad.
Yeah, pretty
But
much
they do
almost
it-
all of them.
They do it better than almost anyone can, so
Yeah.
it's just good shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much context going into this album. I mean, I know they're really popular. I know a lot of people like them. They've been on my list to do for a very long time, and I still haven't done them yet. But I do want to get around to listen to all their stuff one day.
Is this their most popular album?
This album
This or
and
Kid
their
A?
next one, Kid A, are considered like their best two, like their peak. I think Kid A was from like 2000, like 3 years after this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're definitely considered like their peak albums.
Yeah, they're like, these two are peak. And the only other thing I really know about Radiohead is that their biggest song, Creep, they do not like playing that song.
Oh yeah, they fucking hate.
They
playing
hate
that
Creep.
live, dude.
Basically, that album, their first album, sounds nothing like the rest of their music at all, and I'm sure they kind of had some restrictions on them for the first album, probably.
Yeah. It
So-
wasn't until like the Bends came out where they could start experimenting on their own.
And from there, it just got more and more experimental, and even to this day, they're still making weird shit, so it's cool.
Yeah.
But I guess we can get into it.
Yeah, let's get right into the tracks now.
So we got 12 tracks. First track is Airbag.
I really like this opening track.
It's a really good start. It's got like the really heavy guitar,
Mm-hmm.
and
They got like a really fuzzy sort of sound to the distortion.
Mhm.
Something like the vintagey kind of 70s sound. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
getting into that recently.
yeah, I thought the song was really good.
Oh yeah,
I gotta find the lyrics to that song.
it was a
Oh, yeah,
fantastic
This
song.
time.
And they're really good at like unsettling chords. I feel like like
Mhm.
they use a lot of, you would know more than me the actual terms for them, but like the chords they use are just all like off-putting kind of, and make you
There's
feel
a-
a certain way.
There's a scale in music. I forget what it's called, but there's a proper like word for it. But what you're describing, that sense of unease,
yeah.
there's like hanging notes
Mhm.
that like ring out a specific way, or it could just be them like touching a fret and it rings out funny.
Yeah.
Like
And it
there's,
sounds almost wrong, but
Yeah.
they build the song around it. And
it's cool. There's all kinds of notation in music that can do that.
Yeah.
It's what a lot of horror movies use, like the unsettling sounds.
I do that kind of shit in my music. When
Mhm.
I write with chords that sound pretty like freaky. Like, you know how Blind and Corn, that creepy fucking ringing note, that like that's the kind of shit that I would use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought this was a really good start.
Oh yeah, I love the
Put you right
first
into it.
track.
But the next track, unless you had more to say.
No, I just love the name of the second track. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, next track's Paranoid Android.
That was great.
This song's really
This is a really like mellow one. I mean, they're all pretty mellow, but this one's really mellow and it's really good.
This one's like, it's easy to miss the meaning of it, but I think it was
Yeah.
like someone basically like fighting the voices in their head telling them to do bad things, essentially. And then like as the song goes on, he just kind of goes more and more crazy.
Sounds like they need to be put on antipsychotics, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, at the end, it sounds like he's committing suicide too. I think.
Yeah.
Because at the end, he says like from a great height like a bunch of times.
Mhm.
From a great,
Like raining down from a great height.
that's scary.
Yeah.
But
Very dark stuff.
great sound to that song too.
Oh yeah, I
More-
love this
more
song
mysterious, uneasy sound that we're used to from them.
though.
But
Mm-hmm.
but the next track is Subterranean Homesick Alien.
I love the name of this track, and it's literally what it's about.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally what the title says.
Cool name and really cool concept.
What's funny is when I saw Subterranean Homesick, I thought of fucking Bob Dylan, because he's got a song called Subterranean Homesick Blues. And I thought this was a cover of it, and they just replaced the name.
No,
I
it's
didn't
a
even know
completely
that. I'm
different
sure it's a
song.
reference to it.
Subterranean Homesick Blues. That's a great song.
Okay. But this song, basically the concept is like a guy gets abducted by aliens and gets to look at the world from their point of view, kind of thing. And then he comes back and tries to tell people, and no one believes him. And then in the end, he's kind of just going crazy again because he realizes he's just like everyone else. Like everyone's just an uptight human, and I'm one of them. And like we'll never understand, kind of thing.
So it goes into a lot of philosophy on this album too.
For sure.
Was the moral of it basically showing like there's an outside point of view looking down on us? Like somebody could be looking at us and being like, "Hey, you guys suck."
Yeah, it's like theoretical, like
Mhm.
yeah, thinking of that idea. But yeah.
Exit music for a film.
I like this track a lot.
This track, I feel like, was one of the first that I actually heard off this album before listening to it.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's definitely been used in movies before, like in like
For
movie
a film.
trailers. Or,
Yeah.
It
for a
felt
film.
like a '90s movie song.
Felt
I think
extremely cinematic.
I
Definitely.
think that because we played pool one time re-listening to this, I think, right?
Yeah.
And as I'm playing it, I hear this. I'm like, dude, this is a fucking movie trailer.
Mhm.
This is literally a movie trailer. I've heard that.
Yeah, it's super slow, but like, I don't know. It just you get imagery with it when you're listening to it, like whatever comes to your mind with it. But it's, yeah, it was really good. I thought.
Very good track, sure.
Next track's Let Down.
I like Let Down a lot too.
Really
Like,
good. Another really sad one.
hmm
They just try to top the last one every time with how sad they can get.
This is like
Yeah.
Alice in Chains level of depression, bro. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think they, as a band, along with these guys, are like the peak of like if you're sad, you listen to those bands.
Mhm.
Listen to them.
Yeah. They,
Same with the Smiths. I feel like they're another category in and of themselves.
yeah, all their
Yeah.
music's pretty sad too, the content. But no, I thought this was another good one. It's kind of just more about like emptiness and hopelessness, and like talks about people like clutching onto bottles at the bar and
Mhm.
just hanging around, trying to get their minds off of everything. Like yeah, so that sort of vibe is basically what the song is.
hmm
The next track is Karma Police.
This is one of my favorites off the album.
Karma Police.
This is a great song. This-
Inside joke.
This is, I think, the actual first song I heard off this album for sure.
Oh yeah.
This isn't the one from the memes, is it?
No, we'll get to the meme song
Okay.
in a minute.
Because whenever that one pops up, that's the actual first song I heard from this album.
Me too.
That's the very first one I heard.
Okay.
Besides Creep, that was the other one that I heard for sure.
Yeah, like those are like the few songs I really knew by them before going into this album.
Yeah.
This song, apparently, it's like an inside joke in the band. Karma Police is what they say, like, when they're,
I already made that
like,
joke.
basically when someone wrongs them, and, like, they're saying, like, okay, they deserve karma now. They're like, okay, where are the Karma Police at? Like, they need to
Yeah.
come get them. So they just turned it into a song concept, and basically that's what the song was about. It's about people doing them wrong, like, over and over again. They're saying, come arrest this man, Karma Police.
Yeah, because I don't like what they're doing.
They need to get what they deserve, and it
Mhm.
doesn't usually work out that way in the end. So
Yeah, especially because it's like not even stuff that's like actual crimes are discussed throughout it
Yeah.
too. It's just like I think this is wrong, so you should just get thrown away for it.
yeah. But then it says like, but we're still on the payroll, so it's
Yeah.
like
It doesn't
nothing
matter.
comes of it anyway. Like
Yeah.
there's no consequences.
There's no
for these
reason to
people.
just bitch about it.
Yeah. Next track is an interlude sort of track. It's called
Yep.
Fitter Happier.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's not on the album itself.
Maybe.
Oh, it's thrown in there on like the side. Okay.
okay.
It's a little hidden. That's kind of clever.
It's
But
just
I really like this interlude track. It's a really interesting concept.
Oh yeah. It's got like a. I guess it's supposed to be like a robot type voice.
It's like the
probably.
Macintosh voice back in the day when you type in like text to speech.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that.
That creeped me out initially on that listen.
Oh, it's a little creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a like creepy.
It's like a
song.
robot trying to convince itself to like change things about itself, and like
It's
it's
trying to
got
get
a long
sentience.
ass laundry
It's
list.
trying to
of,
become
like,
a human, and it's thinking of all the things it can do to become a human,
But then at the end,
like the
it's
perfect human.
Like most of the songs, it goes back to like the hopeless feeling at the end of any efforts to try to fix things, because it like he starts saying like, you know, go to the gym, eat healthy, like blah blah blah, and then by the end, it's like there's a much more negative tone to the things he's saying, and it's
Mhm.
kind of like giving up on trying.
Damn.
You like if you can't convince a computer to do it, then like
Yeah.
what's going on,
Artificial
man?
intelligence has failed.
The
I've
next
seen
track.
them successful in movies, but we'll go
Yeah.
to that another day. The next track, Electioneering.
Is about exactly what the title says, basically. It's a very political song.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically just giving the general idea that politicians are self-seeking and
They're
not
rigged.
really caring about the people they govern.
Crooked
That's the
motherfucker.
idea they're giving off.
The fact that this track has always been topical too is just like the part that hurts the most. But
Yeah.
it's a really good song.
Yeah, it definitely is.
A lot of these '90s bands kind of had like a political thing going on in the background, like Rage Against the
Oh,
Machine.
yeah.
These guys.
Or Rage Against the Machine, it's like it's worn
That's
on their
all-
sleeve.
That's
Like
all politics.
like
there.
the name of the band itself is like Rage Against the Machine. It's
Mhm.
like going against something.
Yeah, I feel like they have several songs that could be comparative to this one.
Yeah.
They're very politically upstanding.
Oh,
Mhm.
definitely. The next track is Climbing Up the Walls.
I really like this one too.
This one kind of gives like well, actually, I did look up some stuff about this song, and Tom York wrote this song while he was working at like, a mental institute.
Mm.
So climbing up the walls and like the imagery of that, like a crazy patient, like,
Yeah.
Literally doing
kind of thing. Yeah, it's,
Metaphorically or literally?
well, both, because it kind of says like either way you turn, I'll be there. Like it's like there's someone creeping on him, like a deranged person creeping on him.
Oh,
But at the same time, it's more like metaphorical because it's about like basically it's like the other song that was like voices in my head trying to give me bad ideas, doing bad things, and like the voices won't go away. Either way you turn, I'll still be there, like
Mhm.
that kind of thing. So yeah, it was definitely like a creepier song.
Yeah.
Next track is now the one you guys were talking about.
No
Yeah.
surprises. This is the big hit off the album.
It's a good one.
And it's kind of a meme. It was used in like several meme videos back in the day.
Yeah.
But the song itself is fantastic. It's probably one of my personal favorites off the album.
I think this one's like he kind of was like just talking about like having a nice house and
Mhm.
like a nice job and like doing the things that people typically tend to strive for in life that
Mhm.
they think will make them happy, but it's not really where happiness comes from, as we all know. And
Yep, it's the things you do that aren't the standard.
yeah, exactly. That's kind of what this one was giving. But the sound on this one was interesting because the beginning, like once the little bit of percussion comes in, it almost sounds like a nursery song, like a
Yeah.
kid's song. But then like the tone shifts throughout the song. It's interesting. The next track is Lucky.
This one's not bad. I really like this one too.
I like this one too. This one he talks about something like, it says "pull me out of the airplane." Like pull me out. Like I think it's talking about like a plane crash, like surviving a plane crash,
Oh wow.
and basically like the repercussions that it has on you mentally afterwards. What that
Yeah,
would do to
like
someone.
survivor's guilt and all that is
Yeah,
most likely.
like PTSD, that sort of thing.
That
That's-
would be fucking horrifying.
That's what this song's giving off.
I
But-
thought it was like a DB Cooper thing, where like the dude's the only one that jumps out of the plane.
and he's
I
never
don't know.
seen again.
Never
Yeah.
seen again, bro. Never seen again.
And then there's the closing track, The Tourist. It's another one of the longer ones, but
It is, yeah.
it's a really good one.
This
though.
one is since every single song on the rest of the album was very down and negative and depressing. This song, I think, is supposed to sort of be like the resolution to it.
Yeah, this one's a bit more uplifting than pretty much every track so far.
Yeah, because he just sort of keeps repeating "slow down," like slow down, take time to appreciate the things around you, and not be so caught up on your like paranoia and anxiety and things you worry about, sort of
Mhm.
thing. And also the meaning of the title of this song, it's called The Tourist because Tom York was sitting in some like beautiful square in France watching American tourists like running around as fast as they can trying to get to everything and see everything that they can, but
Yeah.
he's like slow down.
You didn't
like,
get the time to appreciate it.
yeah, you're not understanding.
You want to take it in instead of just saying, "Oh, I saw that." Like, okay, you saw the Eiffel Tower, but why?
Yeah. And
Why
then
did you go there to see it?
the very end of the song, he says, "Idiot, slow down." So I think he's like talking to himself again there.
Yeah.
So he's kind of trying to remind himself through seeing these people that like he can use that to like
Mhm.
slow down. And,
Sometimes people could use their own advice.
yeah, definitely.
All right, well that's the album. I guess we'll go to final thoughts. What do you got, Chad? You want to go first?
I love this album. This is one of my favorite albums of any genre ever. Like, that's the reason I picked it for the album review.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first Radiohead album that I listened to in full, and it's what made me listen to the rest of their stuff. And
Yeah.
I did not regret it. It's just very thought-provoking, and the sounds that they use just really puts you straight into the space that they're trying to get you in. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you can feel it. So, I mean, I really don't have anything bad to say about this album.
I don't think I do either. Like, this was an incredible listen.
I liked every song. I mean, the weirdest one was definitely the Fitter Happier one, but
Yeah.
it definitely had its place. It fit so well with the album.
Mm-hmm. It had its place, and I could even listen to that, like, outside of this album. Like,
Yeah.
maybe not, like, in a random playlist, but, like, if I'm in the mood for it,
Yeah,
it's definitely something that I would listen to. Like, everything about this album was great.
yeah.
Like, I really don't have any complaints.
Very relatable concepts throughout the album for a lot
Yeah.
of people. So
Mm-hmm. Especially, like, people going through, like, a hard time. Like, definitely, like, something you can, like, reflect on. Final thoughts, Luke?
It was a good listen, very good listen. I needed this right now. I needed this album. I love the artwork for the
Yeah,
album,
it's
especially. This is like
very strange.
it's like somebody's going through a fucking fit,
Yeah.
and they're just writing everything humanly possible that's going on in their mind, and it like slowly becomes more insane and ink blotty.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really discern like what's going on the pages. The music reflects that tone very
Yeah.
much so in certain passages.
Yeah.
But I needed this. I dig it. I appreciate the recommendation.
Yeah.
Alright, scores?
I'm just gonna start out with a bang. I'm giving this album a 10.
Ooh, okay.
Because there's just nothing bad I can say about it, and I think the concept as a whole, they did it so well. It's succinct. It's only 12 tracks. No tracks out of place.
And it's what, only 50 some minutes?
Yeah,
55 minutes.
It's not even that long of an album. Like, it goes by really fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's kind of like when we did, like, Frank Ocean's album. Like, it's another
Oh, yeah.
album that just goes by really fast.
That
even
one was a
though
lot of tracks. But
Yeah.
Still.
That's like a blink and you miss it kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a solid 9.
Okay.
Solid 9. I like the unease factor when it comes to the middle bit because it's supposed to keep you off camber.
Mhm.
So like you're constantly teeter-tottering between like, do I stay depressed and listen to this album all the way, or do I take a break? Like, what do I do here?
Yeah.
You got to think about it a little while, but it's
It's kind of like a therapy session in a way.
I don't talk about it like that, bro.
Well,
fuck. Now you're gonna make me want to go to therapy after this.
but it's something that, like, really, like, challenges the mind and, like, is just incredible to listen to. I was going to give it a lower score. I think I'm genuinely going to give it a 10. Success! It was an incredible listen all throughout. And, like, maybe the first listener to I'd probably give it, like, an 8 or 9, but, like, I don't know.
There's a lot to dive into there that if they sing so slowly, like the lyrics come across so slowly on their songs that if you're not reading them, it's hard to follow what's being talked about.
Yeah.
The only reason I gave it a 9 is because of that factor as
Yeah.
well. And this is also the first time I've listened to a Radiohead album before.
Yeah.
If I go back to it, I definitely give it a 10. I just need to re-listen to it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it is a very fascinating album.
Yeah, I feel like if I had listened to it one less time, I probably would have given it, like, a 9.
Right.
But I think the last listen was, like, the one that really hammered it home for me.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so, Luke,
Find a fucking link.
what have you got for
I
us?
have 2 choices, and I know one's probably going to outweigh the other, but I really
I don't
What
care
one
what
you
you
want?
pick.
I really
It's
want
your
to
pick.
listen to Holy Mountain by Sleep.
Is that what we're doing?
We're gonna do
Okay.
Sleep's Holy Mountain.
Exciting. I've never even heard of this band until you brought them up to me, like, yesterday.
Sleep is a really old school kind of stoner rock group
Okay.
that has a very popular album called Dope Smoker, and it is the first ever single album, which means the song is literally just the album.
Oh,
And
so
it
they
go-
did, like, a Yes thing.
It goes on for an hour and 11 minutes. And
One song?
It's just one song.
It's probably just has,
The
like,
Dope
a
Smoker.
bunch of different movements in it,
Wow.
too.
There's passages that get cut. Like, there's a YouTube video of that particular album where it's broken up in pieces. But we're going to do Holy Mountain,
Okay.
or Sleep's Holy Mountain, and it's another 52-minute album. It's pretty
Alright.
wild.